Morning. Everybody ready? My name's Andy Kahn. I'm the Director of Victim Services and Victim Advocacy for Crime Stoppers of Houston. We are here today to ask for the public's help in providing information leading up to the arrest of the suspect and or suspects wanted for this cold-blooded, senseless murder of Elizabeth Barraza 3 years ago. Crime Stoppers will be announcing an increased reward with Elizabeth's parents, Bob and Rosemary, Nellie, her husband Sergio, everyone up here, family members, supporters of the Peter Mayhew Foundation, Harris County Sheriff's Department, detectives, and we're going to do everything humanly possible to try to find out who killed their beautiful, kind daughter, Elizabeth. Today, Crime Stoppers is announcing an increased reward of up to $50,000. That's right, you heard me, $50,000. Joining us here today, members of the Harris County Sheriff's Office, detectives, Detective Michael Ritchie, who is 3 years later still on this case and still helping out, Detective Wire, Harris County District Attorney Kim Ogg, Bob, Rosemary, Sergio, and other family members and friends. At this time, I'm going to ask Detective Wyatt to come up here and kind of give an update where we stand 3 years later.
Morning. Detective Wyatt, Harris County Sheriff's Office, Homicide. It's been 3 years since Liz was taken from their family, and we are still working this case. We just went to Miami to interview a person of interest. This isn't a cold case. This is an active case with the Harris County Sheriff's Office. We actively work this. We want more leads. We follow every lead. It is an anonymous tip. This is a great opportunity for you to benefit yourself and society and to help this family. We have numerous videos out there. Go to the media platforms, watch them. We're interested in this Nissan Pro 4X truck. If anybody knows, in 2018, a vehicle that looked like this was in the Spring area, off of 99 Kirkendall area. Think about it. Go back to where you were back then. Think about it. Come forward and help this family.
You know, I've been doing this for 30 some odd years. I serve on the board of parents of murdered children and surviving family members of homicide. And, you know, you meet people under the worst possible scenarios and they become, you know, part of your family. And Bob and Rosemary, Sergio, and everyone else have become near and dear to my heart as I've watched them throughout this journey. And I've always, you know, pushed them and prodded them to keep fighting and keep doing what you're doing, and eventually we'll get this outcome. So I'm going to ask Elizabeth's father, Bob, to come up here and talk what it's been like for the last 3 years with no answers, only questions, still seeking answers for who killed their daughter, Elizabeth. Bob?
Thank you, Andy. Good morning, everyone. My name is Bob Nully. Elizabeth was my daughter. So, nearly 3 years ago, we all stood here around this podium to share the news of the murder of my beautiful daughter, Liz Nellie Barraza. And in the time since, we have taken every opportunity to share her life, her stories, and any chance we get to get the word out to the murderer that we will never give up. The Harris County Sheriff's detectives assigned to the case continue to work tirelessly for justice. Andy Kahn, the staff and volunteers at Crime Stoppers provide strength to victims. And most importantly, advice on best how to support this investigation. We are so blessed to have such an amazing criminal justice professionals, our family, and a whole legion of friends who still support us 3 years later. Yet here we are, 3 years, and we are still doggedly engaged in this fight for justice, for a young woman who was taken from all of us. Her life has inspired so many people. We feel overjoyed that her legacy of helping children and others in need has been extended and continues to grow. We need to bring this investigation to the next stage. That's our goal. Rosemary and I, after much thought and with advice from District Attorney Kim Ogg and Andy Kahn, we decided to raise the reward. To make that happen, we just concluded a strong effort to get that reward raised, and thanks to this press conference, we're going to let the world know. The result of those efforts is that over 145 people, many of them complete strangers, joined our cause, and together we raised an additional $30,000. To be clear, this reward now stands at $50,000. That is 50,000 reasons for someone to come forward and do the right thing. Provide an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers and get this coward off the street. This is a public safety matter. It matters as much to us to get justice as it does to protect the citizens of Harris County. We know that there are people who have the information needed by law enforcement to close this case. And if you're one of those people, be aware the time to come forward is now, before somebody else beats you to the reward. This is a huge incentive. And we did this specifically to get that person to come forward. We have a very busy 2022 planned. We're going to spread the call for justice to several national crime shows, the local media, and we're starting an outreach to the community of people who discuss and debate the case in various forums, podcasts, YouTube channels, and now on TikTok. A recent story by Rebecca on the Criminology and Crime TikTok channel generated over 213,000 views and 13,400 likes in less than 10 days. We launched an information site at www.whokilledlizbarraza.com specifically to provide resources to these communities. We are focused on broadening the visibility of this case and reaching whole new audiences. We will never give up, and we will constantly find new ways to reach out and find the person that can help us solve this case. In conclusion, our family extends our gratitude to everyone who stands with us and preserves her legacy. She was a strong, happy, loving, and caring young woman who was taken from us far too soon. We all miss her every day, and that will never change. God bless you all, and may the force be with you always.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sergio Barraza, Liz's husband. 3 years ago today was the hardest day of my life. I had to be at the hospital and see my wife no longer be able to be with me. I was told that she wasn't going to make it, and all I could do was cry in agony at why someone would do this. I didn't know what to do. All I could do was hurt. Unfortunately, today we are still trying to figure that out, why someone would do this. And so we seek the help of the public still by raising this reward up with Crime Stoppers to get help from somebody out there who knows something, who can still benefit from this money. It's still really hard to know that this is still happening, and I just hope this helps, and I hope someone steps up, because we need somebody to do the right thing. We need justice for Liz, and we hope to get that this year. Thank you all for being here.
Three years is a long time. I'm going to ask our district attorney, Kim Ogg, who's former executive director of Crime Stoppers, to come up and share her perspective on the case and make an appeal to the public.
Good morning. I'm Kim Ogg, Harris County District Attorney. Unsolved cases are the unfinished business of law enforcement. The detectives you see who are on this case will never forget Liz, and they won't stop until they complete the case. Those of us in prosecution will always be here once they've solved the case and along the way to help them do it, because unfinished business is a job left undone. Liz Newell Barraza was a real person, having a garage sale, opening it up like many Houstonians, when she was gunned down and executed by an unknown assailant. I had a chance to talk with the detectives on this case, and we know many things. Same with Andy and Rania. Crime Stoppers works. Anybody can call Crime Stoppers, retain their anonymity, and make up to $50,000, a life-changing amount of money. Just imagine what anyone could do with $50,000. And all it takes is sharing with us a detail. Perhaps your relationship has changed. Perhaps there's something going on with your own health that's made you more cognizant of the sanctity of life. Perhaps it's looking at the pain that the Nellie family and Mr. Barraza have suffered for 3 years. This could be any of our family members. And the person with the knowledge out there about who did this could be any one of you. We know that rewards and anonymity work. But I also know that as a parent and as somebody who has my own loved ones in my family, that the Nellies are never going to give up. They will get justice for their daughter. I want to give hope to every victim out there. Keep fighting. Sometimes it takes years, but we eventually get justice. Accountability for this murderer is inevitable. And with the public's help and the hard work of Crime Stoppers and this family who went out and raised $30,000 from other individuals who want justice for Liz, I believe that together we can do it. The detectives and I and Crime Stoppers have seen this over and over. On the way in here, Rosemary Nellie said, "You're probably used to this. You do it all the time." I want to assure the public that your district attorney is never used to murder, and I never will be. It's an unspeakable crime. It carries the harshest penalties, and we will get justice for Liz. And for others of you with unsolved cases, have hope. Follow the Nellies' lead. Take action. Get up and fight for your loved ones. And we'll be there, along with law enforcement and our prosecutors, all the way. Thank you to Crime Stoppers for hosting this conference.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank our law enforcement detail from Crime Stoppers that is here, our CEO, Rania Mancarius, our incredible staff here, Jessica Gearing in the back here for always supporting parents of murdered children, and Bob, and for doing your amazing IT things to get this case out here. Peter Mayhew Foundation, for those that are not aware, the Peter Mayhew Foundation, Liz Barraza was an incredible asset to the Star Wars movement and became a good friend of Peter Mayhew, who played Chewbacca. Thank you for you guys, and again, for being here as well. So once again, we're asking for the public's help. You're our eyes and ears out there, and we truly do believe that there is someone out there that does know who murdered Liz Barraza, and it's time for you to step up to the plate and do the right thing. Grief is intensified when justice is lacking. And right now, sadly, justice is lacking for Liz, her family, her husband, Sergio. So please call Crime Stoppers, 713-222-TIPS. Submit a tip online, www.crime-stoppers.org. Use our mobile app, available in over 20 languages. And you are now eligible for a reward of up to $50,000. And all tipsters, and always will be, you will be anonymous. May the force always be with Liz, Bob, Rosemary, Sergio. The Star Wars community is looking down upon you. And we're coming, and we're going to find you. So we'll be happy to answer any questions if anybody has.
What's it been like, for the family for 3 years? So much has happened. And unfortunately, because of the global pandemic, we stopped coming to Crime Stoppers because there was so much going on. Do you think Liz's case maybe has gotten a bit lost in the public's eye, as far as the search for trying to find out who did this?
That's a great question. Thank you. That is our fear. Our fear is that with the backdrop of everything that's going on in the world, that this case becomes overshadowed. And so we took advice from Andy Kahn early on that unfortunately we're not allowed to investigate the case, although we speculate all the time. But the key thing is our job, our role is to support law enforcement always, and to never stop taking the opportunity to get the word out. And that's all we can do. We try as often as we can to find relevant times and such to put it out there. And we have been so blessed with the local media just being so accommodating. But yes, it hurts. It hurts to think that nothing has happened recently, but I will say this. Knowing that we have an active investigation, every chance we get to do something like this, you never know, could finally dislodge the one person to come forward and help us break the case.
Can you spell your last name for me?
The last name is spelled Nelly, Nuelle.
I just have a question. Have you found that maybe time would change people's hearts and minds through years that, like DA Odd was saying, people change, that people's relationships may change, knowing who did this, knowing the connection? Do you have hope that somebody who knows something has changed and they will come forward?
That's a great question. When we think about this and we talk about this, we think about how the persons involved in this probably have relationships. They probably have people that they're close to. They clearly have no regard for the law, so they may have gotten tangled up and picked up on an unassociated charge. So what we've been told by Andy, by our detectives, Michael Ritchie, and Wallace Wyatt, what we've been told is literally a relationship can go sour, And if you get the word out there, they finally say to themselves, you know what? I'm going to do the right thing. And that's what we're really appealing. We're really hoping that someone out there will do the right thing.
Anything else? Again, thank you, and we appreciate you guys getting the word out here. And again, we're never going to give up. And as you can see, the support by everybody here that has taken their time to come down here. So let's get the word out up to $50,000 right now. Thanks, guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you.